Cameron Mays is my name. I'm the owner of Mays Gelateria. So I spend most of my time here, and then I'm also a student at jury.
Mays Gelateria is a new business venture located in downtown Springfield, Missouri. It is owned by a 21-year-old entrepreneur, and it provides a community with a new taste of treats and sweets. Owning a business is difficult enough, but producing gelato on a daily basis has its own challenges.
Well, I was an entrepreneurship major, and I wanted to see if I actually liked business, because I feel like you sit in classrooms and you do theoretical stuff all day long, but we never would do anything that was actually real, so I didn't know if I actually liked it or not. I just knew that, hey, I could do this on paper. I mean, obviously with ice cream, the colder months are a little harder, which kind of stunk because we opened up right in the middle of July, so we had a couple warm months and then went straight into the cold. But, I think inventory is kind of something that always sneaks up on you, because you get worried about all the other stuff of running the business, and then it's easy to, forget to check everything one night and then, forget another night. Next thing you know is you're pretty low on stuff and it takes, 2 weeks to get everything in. So, that's kind of one thing. I think probably just over the overall planning too is kind of something that's a little bit difficult because, you have to schedule employees and all that other stuff and taxes and licensing and all that other fun stuff. So it's made with all milk and a little bit of cream, or not even cream usually. But then ice cream is made with all cream and then just a little bit of milk, so that's why it's real fluffy. And then so gelato is more dense, but it also has lower butter fat. It's just kind of like a list of things I feel like I just have to accomplish every day, and I just try to always make sure I get my list done, and then make sure I'm always working towards some kind of goal. It took me probably a year and a half to get all the stuff together before I really even started breaking ground on it. So I think that's probably a big thing, is that you really just have to do your research, because once you start breaking ground on stuff, you don't have any time to do any more research anymore. So all the stuff, you want to have a complete plan that's laid out perfectly, because even if you have it laid out perfectly, there's going to be 10 million things that don't work out the way you want them to do. And then, you're scrambling trying to get all those things together. And if you don't have a plan and then you're trying to scramble, I don't think it could have been possible. We probably found the location probably somewhere around in the middle. I mean, the first thing, I'll obviously do is probably go through and figure out all my exact expenses and figure out exactly, how much money I was going to need to start it all up. And then once I started figuring that out, trying to go to distributors, and find the equipment that I needed and all that good stuff. And then, because that stuff takes a while to get. And then once I started doing that, I started getting the business licenses, the tax stuff. And then I think probably right around when I was starting to get the tax stuff is when we started looking at locations. And then probably after we found this location, it's probably 3 or 4 months for the build out of it. Yeah, I mean, we've kind of started doing a little bit of social media stuff. I know one thing we did lately is we went to all the fraternities and sororities at Missouri State. Yeah, I gave them all free gelato, so that was a fun one. But yeah, we've been doing a little bit more stuff on our Instagram, and I think we've got that little bike now, so we're going to try to start using that kind of like a little ice cream truck kind of thing, and taking that to events. So I think we're taking it to Missouri State in a couple weeks. I think there's some event. I think it's a car show, I want to say, that we're going to take it to. So my favorite flavor is probably lemon cookie and salted caramel. Those are both really good ones. Yeah, but it's dangerous being on that side because you can just take 1 spoon at a time, And then obviously every time I make one, I've got to try it.
It's difficult for entrepreneurs to be successful in business, but when you're passionate about something, the reward can be very sweet.